Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Kilda High School. Squishy says, no. Enzo Vickers, number 2, St. Charles. Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District. Landon Bloom, 22, Nathan Boy Elementary. Woo! Ryan Fleischer, number 23, in elementary school. Bang! Finn Bone, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall. And I got these. Boston Junior, 34, Brady Gibson, 36, Lamar Elementary School, Laying the Band. I'm Samuel Burkett, number 48, and I go to Hingham Middle School. Kazaki, Larry Food, Morris Ellis, and Henry Smith. And I shoot bombs from the blue line. Danny Foster, 88, Mercer Elementary School. This is my house. Nathan Goldberg, 97, Level Green Elementary School. And I hit lasers.
Evening, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to Meadville, Pennsylvania, the little hamlet south of Erie, north of Pittsburgh, and right in the center of your hearts here today for a matchup, the second of two between the Buffalo Regals your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. That's right, we are back here in Meadville, Pennsylvania, the home of the zipper. If you're wearing pants, thank this place right here on the map. For the second game between the Pens and the Regals. The first game, a 7-5 Regal victory. The starting lineups brought to you by the UPMC Lemieux Center's training table. In net number 1 for the Penguins, the squish tender, Squishy Evans. On defense, 88, Danny Foster. 34, Austin Kumnick. The wings, 14, Grayson, Ice Cold Baru. 97, Vegas Golden Nate. And number 2, Enzo Vickers. A shot in on Squish that he's able to get away with the paddle. Cleared out the center where it's dumped in by Goldberg. 35 seconds into the period, the Penguins are already in on their first line change as Lohr busts into the corner, breaks the play up. Able to get it behind the net. The puck past Schweitzer, and out come the Regals. The Regals in white today, too, as they're around Dixon into the middle, fought off there by Foligno. Brought out by Bloom. The Regals in their white uniforms for game 2, with a blue buffalo on the chest, blue shoulder pads, red sleeves, blue pants, white socks, red and blue striping. Your Penguins in black. The black unis with the gold penguin on the chest. The black pants, the black socks. The boys in black have gold striping and the iconic gold. Pens the lead helmets. A shot from Foligno on the outside deflects in on the netminder. It stopped and cleared to the half wall. The Regals will break up the right-hand side. A cross-ice pass picked off by Schweitzer. He'll dump and change as Goldberg will chase after. Little waves at it. He murdered as he came to the middle of the ice. No call. Same officials as last time, so I would expect some inconsistencies here as it's played back up the center for Foster. Foster off the wall to Goldberg. Goldberg tries to wedge it back to the middle. Cut off by the Regals, sent back to the blue line, kept there by Zachi on the backhand. A counterattack here by Buffalo, cut off by Luarchuk. He'll play it back to Foster. Foster cinnamon swirls in his own end, catches Luarchuk coming up the ice. Luarchuk loses possession, and the Regals back in the Penguin zone with a dump into the right corner. It'll be Zachi with the puck up the wall for Lorzy. Lorzy to Luarchucky. That's actually not his nickname. Just thought it sounded good. As we come back out the center, the Regals are into the Pens end. The Pens defense caught a little bit flat-footed. A shot in on Squish. Kick save and a beauty. Pop back up for Bowen. He can't get control, but following on is Schweitzer. Gets it the whole way out the center where the Regals will bring things in on an offside play. Face off outside of the Penguin line. It'll be Schweitzer with Bowen and Lohr. Kumnik and Foligno, the defense pair, as the Regals gain possession in the Penguins' end. It'll be battled for. Lohr wins that battle. No further than the point, but the point shot off the dumper of a Buffalo forward. They'll collect it in neutral zone by the defenseman, get it back into the Penguin zone. Cut off by Schweitzer, but turned over at the blue line. Cutting to the middle, feeding one to the right-hand side. Spinning in the corner, a centering pass. Comes through, Squish is there to kick one out and get the rebound. And the next one, and the one after that, but it'll be a guy in front that no one ties up. Tapping the puck through for the Regals. Squish with not one, not two, not three, probably four, maybe five saves before the guy on the backside is able to tap it home. And the Regals will jump out to the early lead in this one. Vickers on the faceoff. Won by Buffalo, tied up by Luarchuk. Off the stick of Goldberg, gathered in by the Regals. They'll gain the Penguin line left side, winding up and trying to shoot. He'll drive her all the way around behind instead, back to the point. Stepping into one, a deflected shot out to the point. Shot comes in, bounced off, squished there with one. Full splitsies for the second. A wraparound attempt now. As the Penguins try to tie us in front, it'll come to the corner. It's Luarchuk getting control and taking the heat out of what is an incredibly hot Penguin kitchen. On the back check, Vickers frees it up for Zachi. He'll go off the boards, past the stick of Goldberg all the way out the center where it's gathered in by Buffalo, who's in on an offside play. The faceoff will come back to the Buffalo blue line. That's where the pass originated. Face-off to come at the Buffalo line. 1-0 Regals in the first period. Bloom will chase and hunt the puck behind the net. Off the stick of Bowen, who had the stick between it. The wicket's there. Looking all fancy like Applebee's. Penguins clear it up off the boards. Bowen can't advance it, so it'll be kicked free to be wedged into the right wing corner for Kumnik. Kumnik high off the glass once. Banking it off the boards a second time. That'll clear the puck all the way out the center. Schweitzer Cutting off the D-to-D play as Bowen pressures the puck. Good play there by the Pens. It's wedged forward by Buffalo and into the Penguin end. Winding, firing one wide of the squish tender. It'll be Foster popping it up the wall. Over to the half wall where Bloom will track the puck. Behind the net, it's the Regals. Bloom takes a bit of a slash as they'll go off the wall again. This shot comes trickling wide of the squish tender. Picked up in the corner and wedged back up off the wall again by Kumnik. Cutting in front of Schweitzer was a Regal defenseman. 3 Penguins down at center ice as Kumnik's able to clear the zone, and the Regals will be in on an offside play. Vickers on the faceoff. Swiped back to the Regal blue line where they'll set things up. A pass to the right wing side. Out eludes the right winger, and it'll come the whole way to the corner of the Penguin zone where we get an icing call. Faceoff will come all the way back into the Regal end. Vickers to take the face-off. One back to the point for Dixon. Dixon shot blocked. Second try blocked. And it's swung out the center by Buffalo. Defended by Foligno to the right wing side. He's able to smack the puck to the corner. It'll be picked up by Vickers there. He's knocked down on the play, but the puck comes free to Baru. Baru cross-ice feed to Luarchuk. Luarchuk up through center, carrying to the left, wrapping around. Can he come around behind the cage? He will. He'll stop, trying to feed it backwards. It comes the whole way to the corner where he stays with it. Battle along the boards. Who comes out with it? It'll be Luarchuk, stopping and pulling it back to the corner. He'll go to the point for Foligno. Foligno, blocked shot. Dixon, another blocked shot. It trickles in front. Can the Pens get control? They will. It'll be Baru off the boards. Picks it up himself. He's buzzing right now to the corner. Plays it back, looking for Luarchuk. He'll swipe it forward to Vickers. Vickers to Baru. Baru trying to center one to Luarchuk. A centering pass actually by the Regals. Almost found Baru at the side of the cage. But the Regals able to maintain possession and carry it all the way out the center where they'll wedge it to the right wing. Now to the center ice position. Into the Penguin zone. Defended well by the back pressure of Baru. A centering feed comes through. Kicked out by the squish tender. And we'll get a look at that one here. A beautiful save as it's cleared all the way up into the Regal end. Picked up behind the net. And sent back. And it'll be an icing call on Buffalo. You can see the squish tender save there in the upper corner while we will also bring you your favorite Penguin headshots. Hopefully you caught the introductions at the beginning of the game. Right now you can look for your favorite Pittsburgh Penguin Elite in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Penguins with an offensive zone draw. It'll be Landon Bloom to take it. It's back to Zachy at the point whose backhander's blocked. Picked up by the Penguins at the blue line, brought back in by Bloom. Bloom weaving to the middle. He'll shoot one. Lohr sends one in towards the net. A shot comes through, and it is gloved and held. It went off the shoulder into the catching paraphernalia of the Regal goaltender. Face-off controlled by Buffalo. Kept in the zone briefly by Foster. Now it's out the center. Regals in on a breakaway, sending a cross-ice feed. They had a 2-on-1. Tying up the guy on the backside was Zachy. Now Foster. Foster out the center. Gains the red line and the blue line. Gets it the whole way to the corner. And we're going to get interference. That's Foster was trying to weave down the side He got interfered with, and the Penguins are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. They trail 1-0 to the Buffalo Regals, but turkey meat table, folks. It's a chance to get and square the score up again. We have an interference call. Foster driving the right side, interfered with. The power play 5 are Vickers, Baru, Goldberg, Kumnick, and Foligno. Short-handed chance here for the Sabres as they dance around one. The Regals. They dance around one, getting a shot off on Squish, who's able to sprawl out and cover the biscuit. Full extension by the diminutive Penguin netminder. Foligno gets control, and he'll dump it all the way to the Regal end. It won't be icing because it checks up. He's apparently got a phenomenal 65-degree wedge on the golf course. But the Regals pick the puck up, and they weave all the way back through center. It's off of a skate, and Vickers will get to it, offensive zone. Shooting one that's blocked. To the corner it goes, a centering feed. Comes all the way past Baru to Goldberg. Goldberg taps it back, looking for Baru. Two players run into each other. It goes behind the official. A Regal will pick it up in the corner. Kept at the point by Kumnick. He'll dump it back to the corner. No one there. Tracked by Vickers. Banked off the boards. Kept by Foligno, who absolutely cranks one wide of the cage. Lohr there. Back to the point, Kumnick. Kumnick back to Lohr. Penguins will set things up. Lohr will shovel one towards the net. That's blocked. It'll be Goldberg in the corner. Spinning one to the front. He was looking for Lohr. It's picked off, and back comes Buffalo. Up through center, right wing side. They'll dump it in as the penalty ticks away. We don't know when the player comes out because nobody's figured out the scoreboard here. The player is out now, so penalty over to Buffalo. Penguins unable to convert on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. As Schweitzer looks for Lohr in the high slot, it'll get past him, and the Penguins will regroup in their own end. It's Dixon, now Lohr. Lohr to the blue line no further as that'll come in on Squish. And he was unable to get a cover, but he makes a rebound save. He needed to, because you got to get that covered if you try. Shot skips wide. Squish stops the rebound at the side of the cage. A centering pass. Schweitzer knocks a player down. Bloom follows on, picks the puck up. He's carrying through center. He's got Lohr with him. Schweitzer, the trailer, is Bloom challenges the defender to the corner. He'll pop it in behind. Picking things up, reversing for Schweitzer, who comes out from behind, tries to set up Lohr. A bouncing puck hops right over the twig. Back come the Regals with some back pressure from Bloom and Lohr. Lohr and Schweitzer collide. Puck freed up for Zachi, who banks it off the wall to the blue line. The Regals gather it there. They'll try the left wing side. And it'll be brought back into the Regal zone by 14 Baru. Swiped off of his stick and sent back out through the neutral zone, and Zachi will track things down, swiping it to the outside for an indirect pass to Baru that's off the backhand to a Regal defender and back to the Penguin line. Zachi, now Goldberg, up the boards. He can't pop free the first time, but he'll try another. As he cuts to the inside, now outside, he tries to center one. It'll be followed up by Luarchuk to the corner. Sweeping it in front, it comes free, firing a backhander, there's Grayson Baru. Now Luarchuk, who takes a shot to the arm. And a couple of phenomenal scoring chances by the Penguins. But the Regal goaltender equal to each and every one of them. It'll be Buffalo carrying things out the center. Banked off the boards. And Buffalo breaks free into the offensive zone. Spinning one. Kick saved by Squish. Touched by Luarchuk. And he is decked on the play, and there's only going to be one call. They're going to call Foster for a rough. How about the fact the kid just got decked at the side? Penguins will head to the penalty kill. Regals win the draw, trying to stick handle into the middle, fought off by Foligno. Whacked out of the zone by Schweitzer. It's icing if it's far enough, and it will be. Schweitzer on the faceoff. He'll get control and carry it out the center. He's whacked, but he's able to work it all the way to the Regal zone. Off the wall on the Bowen forecheck. Back come the Regals. They potentially have a 3-on-2 here. Into the Penguin zone, a tap across. Followed on, squish, as it sent one wide of the cage, glove hand side. I thought he kicked that one away, but it actually went wide. Back to the point, Bowen. Can't clear, but Kumnik will pick things up behind the Penguins' net. Spinning it on his backhand. Couldn't get it out. Looks like we're dropping frames here, folks. So my apologies if things get choppy. We'll upload the game later if need be as the Penguins get it back to the Regal line. Let's see what we have going on here, folks. Hold on. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get the stream to work. Looks like we might be okay right now. A centering pass, defended well by the Pens. He sent cross ice. Picked up by the Regals in the defensive zone. Up the wall and brought through center. Weaving into the pen zone, defended by Zachi. Blocker side, saved by Squish. He'll pot it behind the net to be played on by Dixon. Dixon to Luarchuk. Luarchuk chopping Sushi through center as he stick handles. To the right wing corner. He'll maintain possession like a yo-yo. Back to Dixon, his. He'll maintain possession like a yo-yo. Back to Dixon, his shot. And he buries the biscuit, baby! It's Brady Dixon. Popping bottles. With a top shelf sniperoo. And the Penguins have tied the game at 1 with 26.7 seconds remaining in the first period. And you guys got to see it live. And I did not bring you the replay because I was trying to get you the live feed. 16 of you joining us live. Thank you for being subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Finn Bowen rockets one wide of the cage. He had him dead to rights to the glove side. Schweitzer will glove it down, and he'll fire one that's off a stick to the corner. A wraparound in front, fought off by the goaltender and covered. And the Penguins get given another shot. That apparently not a violation. Brady Dixon with a missile from the point. Has us all square with 2.9 seconds left to play. Foster controls the face-off, dumps it to the corner. That horn means the end of period number 1. We're going to go to the first intermission. Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Parish School. Squishy says, no, 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 no. Enzo Vickers, number 2, St. Charles. Luna, number 5, Chartiers Valley. Let's win it, boys.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District. Bye.
Lennon Bloom, 22, Nature Boy Elementary. Ooh! Ryan Schweitzer, number 23, Hayne Elementary School. Bang!
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary. And I got hands.
Austin Kumnick, number 34.
All right, we got you through some more of the introductions before having to cut you short to bring you back to live action here from Meadville. The Meadville Area Recreational Complex. We actually have royalty in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We should have played Hail to the Chief on our way in, as the one-time president of the Meadville Area Recreational Complex, Dan Foster, is in the building. One-time president of this phenomenal hockey facility. As the Regals carry things back to the Penguins line, a gap up there by Foster forces a shot to the corner. Down goes a Regal. Kumnick will follow on to battle along the wall. It's worked its way back to Foster, who rims it around to the opposite side. He's looking for Baru. Baru unable to get there, but Foster will pick it back off, sending it back up the wing. Colliding with a Regal is Baru. He's able to knock it out to center ice to be brought on by Lowarchuk. It's swiped off of his stick by the Regal defense. Whacked at by Vickers, but turned back to the Penguin line to be defended again by Foster. The Regals coming off the wall and popping it to the corner. Foster will go to work there. He rims it around for the stick of Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk up the wall, runs into a Regal, sending him flying to the ice. Kumnick follows on in the corner. He's up to Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk will go cross ice. A bouncing puck eludes the stick of Foster, but he'll get it on the rebound and bank it up through center. Vickers gets there. Foster was hammered to the ice. A centering feed off Lowarchuk, and it's gathered by the Regals, but they're going to head off on a penalty. The Regals headed to the sin bin for cross-checking Foster, and your Pens are headed to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play with 13:17 to play in period number 2. Ooh, I should adjust that on the scoreboard, should I not? Second period action here. Oh, heavens to Betsy. The Penguins beaten right off the draw, in on a breakaway. Come the Regals. Winding, firing, and beating the squish tender with a missile. An offensive zone draw that no one moved. He had a breakaway from the red line in. A center ice draw dumped all the way into the Penguins' end. Penguins unable to get out of their own zone. A shot comes in on Squish. The clearing attempt fanned on as it's to the corner. Bloom will get there. Bloom delays a bit to create some space. He tries for Schweitzer. Past him to the point. And shorthanded action here by the Regals as they actually pop free. Squish making another save. 12:37 to play. Second period action, the Penguins trail the Regals 2-1. Vickers to take the faceoff. Won by Buffalo. Penguins on a power play, but it's been all Regals until that offside. Puck put in the Penguins' end. It'll be Foster picking it up. He goes heavy off the wall, cut off by the Regals. Goldberg will spin things around at the blue line and wedge it all the way up for Baru to chase down. He's got speed into the zone. He'll shoot one short side. That's blockered away. Vickers behind, centering pass. Comes off the goalie and into the net. It was clearly in the net. The puck in the net off the back of the... Oh, my heavens. Goldberg will wind into the Buffalo zone. Buffalo will swipe it off his stick, and they're back up ice with a 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-1. They'll shoot black side. It's off the pipe next to Squish and cleared by the Pens. He waved off. He waved it off. They're going to call an icing, even though the back referee waves off the icing. They'll call it anyway. A goal by the Penguins not allowed because the referees weren't in the right position to see it. Now to the point where it's blocked by the stick of lure. The Penguins getting absolutely no help from the gentleman in stripes today. It'll be Bloom carrying it behind the net. He's tackled. No call. The Regals with a centering pass. Defended by Bloom. He'll get control. Carrying it out the center. As the Penguins continue 5-on-7 here. A shot comes in, gloved by the Regal goaltender. Again off the face-off. The Regals come flying out the center. It's a potential 3-on-2. An offensive zone draw for the Penguins, resulting in a scoring chance back the other way. Penguins need to address that. It'll be Bloom in the corner. Now Kumnik. Kumnik off the wall. He tried for Bowen, kept in by the Regals. Bowen will try a second time now at third. He's got Bloom, and he'll get it to him. Landon Bloom in on a breakaway. He'll shoot glove side, and it's gloved and held. The Regals give their goaltender hugs in the net for a fantastic glove save on Landon Bloom on the breakaway. And we back to the point. Again, the Regals activating. They almost snuck through the Pens defense for a third time. This time it'll be Dixon. Up for Baru, controlled by Buffalo. They'll bank it off the boards and wrap it into the Penguins' end where Zachi will get to it. He goes up the wall. Baru unable to get control. Into the middle come the Regals. Weaving through 1, 2, 3. Squish makes the initial save. The rebound pops to the stick of a Regal. No one put a body on him as he just walked through 4 Penguins. And it's 3-1. Buffalo wins the draw again. Right back into the Penguin zone. Firing one. That's wide of the net. It'll be Luarchuk to the puck. Carrying it up the center, trying to hit Goldberg. They'll find Baru. Baru weaving to the outside. Hooked on the play. No call. You're embarrassing. It'll be Baru to the corner. It's cleared by Buffalo. Like a train through center comes the Regal defenseman. Back pressure from Luarchuk. The shot off the stick of Dixon. Side of the cage picked up by the Regal, defended by Zachi. He carries it right back out in front where Dixon clears it off the wall. It'll be a battle in the corner. Up to the point, no further. Shot comes in wide, a squish. Goldberg to it. Maru on the half wall, spins it out the center. Luarchuk will chase it down on the forecheck. Up to the Regal forward, who will carry it back into his own end before gaining speed and carrying through center. Cutting to the outside, winding, firing, blocker side that misses the net. Zachi with the puck. He'll send it cross ice for Schweitzer. He collides with a Regal. Down he goes at center. He seems to be injured. Hopefully he's okay. He was apparently just stunned, perhaps by the officiating. They'll decide on the face-off to come at the Penguin blue line. The Regals win it forward again, cutting into the Penguin zone. That time defended by Kumnik, swiped through by Bloom. Bloom up the wing, cutting to the middle, carrying into the offensive zone. He's decked at the blue line. And now we're going to get a Regal penalty. Interference the call. So the Penguins will head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play with 7:54 to play here in period 2. They trail by a pair. Here's their chance to get back in it. It'll be Bloom on the draw. Wins it the Lure. Back to Kumnik. Kumnik to the outside to Schweitzer. He'll wind and fire. It's to the chest of the Regal goalie. A great setup there for a Penguin scoring chance. Blue leans over the dot. It'll be gathered by Schweitzer. He turns with it and sends it in on net. That's kicked to the outside by the goaltender where Bloom will get there. Bloom and Schweitzer play catch in the corner. They'll work it to the opposite side for Lore. Lore tries to turn it back to the point to Foster. Picked off by the Regals, but it'll get to the stick of Schweitzer. Schweitzer up to the corner for Bloom. Bloom twisting there. Brought down on the play. Played back to the point for Foster. Foster, a shot in, deflects. Kumnik will step into one. His slap shot deflected by a stick to the corner. Left by Lore, gathered in by Schweitzer. Back to Lore. He'll try to turn it back in on net. Can't get it through, and the Regals jump to the puck. It'll be a one-on-one against Kumnik as the Regals come through center. Around Kumnik and swiped away at the last moment by the stick of the defenseman. It'll be up to Lore, who can't get control, and the Regals are back in the Pens' end. A trip there, and the Pens are going to head off. It'll be Foster. Foster with the trip at the blue line. Game 7 of a glorious weekend as the clock continues to run. I think they forgot to stop it there. Goldberg intercepts it and gets it out the center. The Penguins on a penalty kill. Into the offensive zone they come. The Penguins will set up the PK as the Regals try to capitalize on a power play. Sent all the way through the crease. Picked up by Vickers. He'll wedge it off the wall out to center, giving chase. Picking it up the blue line and advancing it even further as the clock ticks down to 6:05 to play. Second period action. Penguins trailing by a pair. Shot in on goal by the Pens. Goldberg will get a change after taking the shot. Vickers, like a little pit bull after the puck. His pressure frees it up for Foligno to keep it in the zone. And the Penguins with some short-handed action here as the Regals will try to come through center. Around Luarchuk, it's a 4-on-2 into the zone. Off the post, rebound there. I think that was either missed or went off squish, I'm not sure. Either way, the puck stays out. You gotta remember our vantage point. I turned to take a look and the camera's in my way. We're coming to you from the Love Nest here at the Mark, the Meadville Area Rec Center. And we're gonna get a penalty here on the Regals to even things up. As Foligno was dumped in the corner, it'll be a trip on Buffalo. 5:16 to play. Seriously, if you could see where we're filming from, you would be amused. We're in the ceiling. They've cut part of the ceiling out, and there's like a little nest up here, right between the benches. It's a great vantage point, but when I look one way, I get a computer screen in my way. Right here, you can see it as we stream you the game. And when I look the other way, I got the camera in my way. So sometimes I don't 100% see what happens between the screen and our vantage point. We do the best we can. It's 4-on-4 action. Sent all the way to the Penguins' end for an icing. No icing. I'm going to say no icing. Apparently they can't ice the puck. I don't know why. Shot in wide to Squish. It'll be gathered behind the net by Zachi. I didn't even know he had the puck. Nonchalant there. As it'll be put in on an offside play, and the faceoff should come out to center ice. Instead, they'll place it outside the Pens' blue line. 4 minutes, 52 seconds to play in period 2. Schweitzer will spin it back to Foster. He banks it off the boards, and the Regals are back in on an offside play. The Regals, honestly, have had the Penguins' lunch on faceoffs here. Activating the wings. And here they come again off a draw. Sent aside by Foster as the kid comes through anyway. Shot sent screaming up and over the net. Foster to the puck. He'll send it to Lohr. Lohr, cross ice to Bowen. Bowen will gain the zone. He'll fire one that's blockered aside. Schweitzer will get there. Banked off the wall. It's possessed along the wall. Spun back in by Lohr. He was trying for that, the sweet spot above the pad and below the glove, but it's tracked well and held by the Regal goaltender. Vickers will take the faceoff. Sends it to the outside for Luarchuk. Back to Kubnik. Penguins set up the power play. A skipping puck in on goal. Kicked out. Gathered in by Luarchuk. He'll switch with Vickers. Vickers is absolutely crushed along the boards. And we'll get another penalty on Buffalo. Pens will have a 5-on-3. They're going to call a roughing penalty. Vickers, Goldberg, Luarchuk, Kubnik, and Foligno. Back to the point, shot by Kubnik, chopped at and deflected just wide by Goldberg. Luarchuk in on the forecheck. Dislodges the puck. The Regals will get there. They'll fire it all the way up to the Penguins' end. They were trying to hit a player out of the box. It'll actually be a one-on-one. Squish has to come out and make the big stop on the player out of the sin bid. So the Penguins still on the power play. 3:35 to play, but now it's a 5-on-4 advantage. Warchuk up to Vickers, and the Penguins will exit their own end on the power play. Vickers carrying it up the left-hand side. Centering pass to Goldberg. He'll wind and laser one blocker side. Rebound picked up and cleared by Buffalo. The Regals through center shorthanded. Into the Penn zone. Winding, firing, deflects wide. Squish comes across, gets the glove and keeps it out. No goal. What a save. Sweet buttery crumpets on that one. We'll give you that in a replay form. As Squish goes full splitsies to get the glove on it. Coming back from his right to his left, what a save. Defensive zone draw, 2:58 to play. Puck banked into the corner of the Penguin zone. Feed up to the high slot, shot comes in, deflects wide to Squish, cleared by Zachi to Schweitzer. Schweitzer up ice to Bowen. Bowen through the neutral zone to Bloom. Bloom carrying wide into the corner. Knocked down on the play. Following on is Bowen. Back to the point for Zachi. He tries to get it in, and the Regals will send a player out. He's about 4 steps off sides, and the referees catch that one. That should come the whole way back to the Regal zone where the pass originated, and the referees will get that call correct. Nope, they're going to put it outside the Regal line. Yet another awful placement of the puck. Penalty in behind the Regals as Schweitzer takes a whack. Bloom with the puck behind. Penguins get the Squish tender to the bench. 6-on-5 here. Back to the point for Zachi. He'll chop at it, sending it back to the corner for Schweitzer. He controls the puck. Extra Penguin as a centering pass comes to Bloom. It'll be possessed by the Regals, and we're going to get a hook on Buffalo, and the Pens will head to the power play. Minute 53 to play here in the second period. It'll be Vickers, Warchuk, Baru, Kumnik, and Foster. The 5 flightless birds set to attack the Buffalo Regals. Face off one cleanly to Foster. He'll play it over to Kumnik, and the puck is on the side of the net, and Baru can't tap it by. Excellent play there on the power play for a great scoring chance. It's dumped into the corner of the Penguin zone for Foster to wedge the whole way around to Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk rips it out to the blue line and past. It'll be Baru tracking it. It's icing if it gets there, and it barely does. An icing call on the Penguins will put the face-off in the Penguins' end. Penguins on a power play. Minute 24 to play here. We've got about a minute of power play time remaining. We don't see the power plays on the clock here because the clock was apparently built in 1942 and difficult to adjust to a minute-and-a-half penalties as the Regals get possession. Shooting one in. It'll beat Squish. He was fully screened. From here, I couldn't even see. The player got the puck in the slot between the hashes. Squish screened in front. It'll beat him down low. And a shorthanded goal by Buffalo. Buffalo trying to go forward every time on the draw. The Penguins have to be ready for it. It's been every single faceoff. A shot comes in, it'll come off the defenseman up high. Penguins still on the power play. As the Regals control in the Penguin zone, it'll be picked off by Lohr. He'll carry it through center, and it'll be an off. Oh, no, they're going to say onside play. Bloom tracking it backwards. Taken in by Dixon. He'll go off the glass. Can't clear the zone. It'll be Felino's turn behind the Penguins' net. Wedged off the wall out the center. I think the penalty's about to expire on the Regals as they were able to connect on a shorthanded goal there. It'll be Bowen into the offensive zone, carrying to his backhand. He breaks free, fires a backhander that's fought off. Then he'll take a bit of a shove, and then a talking to, and then the goalie will come out. .7 to play. 5-on-5 hockey. The Regals win the draw. They'll try to rip it up the wall. Can't. Banked off the boards. Up the wall it comes. As the Regals carry it out the center, defended by Lohr. They'll get it up to the red line. Spinning with it there, putting it into the offensive zone. It's off the foot of Bowen to the corner, and we'll head to intermission. Penguins are gathered around head coach Trevor Nelson, assistant coach Rob Ferrari, Brian Bloom, and Alex Kumnick. As we bring you live Penguin action here from Meadville. It's the Penguins trailing the Regals 4-1, but the message as we are lofted above the benches is do not quit, do not give up. The Regals activate a forward face-off again into the Penguin zone. Pressured by Goldberg. Wedged towards the net. It'll be behind the squish tender. Picked up by Zacci on the backhand. He tries for the wing once. He'll end up with the point man on the second attempt. It'll be Goldberg getting there. He's able to get it out the center no further as it's gathered in by the Regals. Sent up to the left wing into the Penguin zone. Delaying and dumping it to the corner. A nice dump and chase. They already had the chaser activated. Tied up by Zacci. It'll be Vickers. Now Goldberg. Goldberg and Vickers. Back to Zacci. Zacci tries to go cross ice for Baru. It's defended by the defenseman, but Baru's able to spin it out to center ice where it'll be picked up in the Regal zone. Baru on the forecheck, trying to disrupt things. The Regals will try the left side of the ice. The pass picked off by Bloom, weaving in. Winding towards the net. Baru decked in front. Goldberg pressures to the point for Foster. It's off his stick, and the Regals will get control at center. Banking one off the boards to be defended by Foster. He's able to force it all the way to the corner. A pass off the back of the cage. Picked up by the Regals. Sent screaming wide to the net. Kumnick get control. Regals on a wraparound, sending one out front. It'll be defended by Bloom right to the stick of Schweitzer, who's in through the neutral zone. Cutting to the middle. Knocked down on the play as the puck skips to the right wing corner. Lohr in after it. Goldberg will follow on in puck support. Now Kumnick up to the line, but a Penguin still in the zone. face-off will come at center red. Schweitzer, Lohr, Goldberg, Kumnick, and Foligno. One back to Kumnick. Kumnick able to keep it in the zone as he fires it all the way to the corner. It'll be pursued by Schweitzer and Lohr. Up the right-hand side by the Regals, back to Foligno at the point. Unable to be controlled by the Regal defense. It's a 3-on-2 for the Penguins. They have one in front, run in the high slot. A wraparound attempt here by Schweitzer's fought off. Chopped at by Goldberg. He'll keep it in the zone, if only briefly. And now we're going to get a penalty on the Penguins. It'll be Goldberg headed to the box for a trip. So he'll take a trip to the sin bin on a tripping call. You're watching Cinnamon Swirl TV here. Make sure you subscribe below. As the Penguins are on the penalty kill. Shot out front, fought off by either Dixon or Squish. Bouncing puck through the middle. Down to his knees is Vickers. He's able to feather it over to Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk will drive the Regal end. One on the entire team here. As he carries it around behind and tick, tick, tick goes the penalty. Good PK there by Lowarchuk. Now Vickers in with the pressure. To the corner, picked up by Buffalo. Buffalo up to the blue line, and it'll be an offside play by the Penguins. I'm curious as to the difference in jerseys here. A couple of the Regals, number 2 here with the puck, popping it into the corner, has a different jersey than the other kids. He's got a Canadian flag on his jersey. As Squish makes a save, gets the rebound, and the third attempt is put by. Nobody getting to the guy on the back door. And the Regals will convert on the power play. Goldberg in the box, and the Regals will get one. Squish made the first stop. It looked like he made the second one. I'm going to pull up the replay here on my screen. The first puck comes off Squish. The second puck, and then it's whacked by him. The second puck was kicked to Squish. He made that save, but the next one was swiped at by a stick. A good goal for the Regals on a power play. It's 5-1 Buffalo. Puck in front, and another one shot by the Penguin goaltender is no goal. The faceoff will come outside of the Penn zone. The call on the ice is no goal due to a player in the, I believe they're going to call the player in the crease. The player backed into Squish. So incidental goalie contact, so goaltender interference, the reason for the no goal. So a player backing into the Penguin goalie, not in a malicious way where it would be a penalty, but in a way that it will negate the goal on the ice. So 5-1 the score still. It'll be the Regals on the right side. Into the Penguins end they come. It's been all Regals here in the third period. Kumnick will get there. Picked up by Buffalo. Sending one back in front. Spinning a shot in that's defended by Squish. Another shot comes up right to the point. Sent in Whacked out by Foster to the corner. All the way back to the point, stepping into one. Squish there to make the glove save and take a whack. And Foster says, no, no, no. The squish taking a whack on the glove. Appears to be fine, and it'll be Schweitzer leaning over the dot to take the face-off. To the point. Pressure for Goldberg. Now Schweitzer. Over to Dixon. Baru knocked down. Schweitzer will pressure. Puck, bouncing puck into the middle. Cleared to the outside. It'll be Schweitzer all the way to the corner. Puck loose in front. Baru using the body to try to protect the puck. Carried around behind by Foligno. He's got speed coming through center. An absolute missile right here. He's joined by Baru. He'll drop it to him. Baru falling to the ice, waving at the puck. Can't get control. It'll be Goldberg. A shot fired by Kumnik. The Penguins have lost Landon Bloom, who's headed to the locker room. Injury, and the Regals are back through center ice. Weaving into the offensive zone, defended well by Kumnik. To the wall, a centering pass cut off by Lucas Zachy. Zachy will go off the boards and exit the zone towards Luarchuk, following on Vickers, who's tripped and sent hurling into the boards. That's a dangerous trip. Vickers seems to be okay. One of those odd plays that happens behind for Foligno. Off the wall for Bowen. Chipped past Bowen all the way to center. He was looking for Luarchuk. This will come in on the goaltender, who will get a stop. And the Penguins dumped at the side of the cage. You gotta call that, folks. Looks like we might be dropping frames again, maybe not. I'm still catching a stream on the iPad, so I'm going to keep it rolling. Kept in by Bowen to the corner for Goldberg. Shot in on net, it'll be stopped and covered. .5:39 to play, third period. Back to the point, Zachy's shot, deflects, bouncing around in front, cleared to the wall. Luarchuk to the puck. Spun back to the corner where it's taken in by the Regals. Brought around behind the net. Up the left wing. They can't clear as the Penguins engage in the forecheck. The Regals' second attempt, they'll come out the center. Cutting to the outside, skipping one back past the, all the way through the blue paint to the point. Shot comes in, it's wide of the cage. Vickers will get there. Zachy to the puck. Now Bowen. Bowen can't quite clear. It's Regals keeping it in. Right wing side now. Dixon will get there. He'll crank it back out the center. Puck lifted up into the netting and into the fans. There's a souvenir for a lucky fan. Maybe if he's lucky, he'll get that autographed later. 4 minutes and 38 seconds to play here in the third period. Game 7 of the weekend on Cinnamon's World TV. The Regals drive into the Penguin zone. A centering feed off the stick of Squish. Sits free. It'll be cleared by Schweitzer. He carries it out to center, keeping it wide into the offensive zone. He's got Kubnik driving a shot to the blocker side, an absolute missile. Blockered away. And the Regals try to break free. Kubnik will win the race to the puck in the corner. The Regals get control off the wall, weaving to the middle, centering one. It's in the feet. Cleared to the corner. Up by Kubnik, no further than the point. Shot comes in from the point, wide to the squish tender. Foster rims around behind. Both players look like they're headed for this mess. We get a body check and a rough. We'll have 5-on-5 hockey with 3:43 to play. The Regals have to be getting close to the penalty limit here in this one. This is the third or fourth since I started getting worried about it. Somebody told me 10's the limit. I'm not sure if that's true. It's either 10, it could be 12 before a suspension. So they'll put the face-off into the Penguin zone. Faceoff will be in the Penguin zone. Won by Buffalo back to the point. It's out, and it'll be an offside play. Goldberg on the draw. Warchuk with the pressure. Frees it up for Dixon. He goes off the boards to Goldberg. Goldberg behind his back off the wall. He tries to track it down. Baru in on the puck pressure. He can't get control. And the Regals are back to the Pens line. Foligno knocked down as he was able to advance it. Into the zone comes Goldberg. He's got a backside feed for Lewarchuk. It just bounces off the stick. Back out to center where it's a one-on-one play. Foligno defending. He'll try to dangle it through off the skate of Foligno. Coming back, Baru to break things up on the back check. Shot from outside off a body in front, wide of the cage. Rebound sent back in front. That's fought off and cleared to the corner. It'll be Lewarchuk ripping it up the wall. It'll be icing, and it is. 2 minutes, 41 seconds to play. Third period. Penguins trailing by 5, trying to cut the lead here to 3. They're trailing by 4. And try to cut it to 3 as they trail 5-1. The earlier game was 5-5 until late in the third. Back-to-back power play goals for the Regals. This one's been controlled by the Regals pretty much from the start. Zachi behind his own net. Weaves out in front. He tries to tap it to Lohr. He finds the defenseman instead. He'll walk right down Main Street. Firing one. Squish makes the save. Nobody picks up the rebounder again. And it'll be a goal for Buffalo. He walked right down the middle of the Penguins' defense. Fired a shot off the Squish's pads, and the rebound picked up and potted behind the Penguin goaltender. 2:20 to play as the Regals go right back to work. Bowen. A centering feed cut off by Zachi. Zachi will carry it all the way out the center. Through the middle. He's got those mitts. He'll fire a backhander that's sent just wide. Lower in after it. Now Vickers as the Penguins are activating their defense core. Some different alignments here as the Penguins are without the diminutive speed forward Landon Bloom. It'll be back to Kumnik at the red line. He'll send it up. He was hoping for Vickers. He found a Regal instead. Stood up at the blue line. Cleared by the Penguins. It'll be picked up by Buffalo at the red line. Up to Zachi. Zachi over for Baru. He can't connect there. It's defended by Vickers, but the Regals follow on into the Penguin zone. Weaving through, firing one. Glove side, gloved and held by Squish. One minute, 21 seconds to play here in the third. Beer League coming in after us, and a guy with a resplendent mustache just walked underneath the cine nest. Goldberg has it through center. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Baru with him. Tries to feed it across. Schweitzer there in support. Into the back of Goldberg as the Penguins can't convert on the play. It'll be a 3-on-2 back the other way. Dixon on the back check. Frees things up, and Squish will push it to the outside. We'll get a trip on Dixon. Penguins on the penalty kill as Baru swipes in. The Penguins trying to return a little bit of that Regal magic on the rush there, off the defensive zone draw, coming all the way up to the Regal end. Baru will track it all the way to the corner. He tries to deliver a hit and misses. Thank heavens, because that would have been a clear penalty, as the Regals just lay out Luka Zachi. I'm sorry, Nate Goldberg. And it's 4-on-4 hockey. Schweitzer to take the draw. The Regals will win it. Up the right-hand side they come. Foster cuts it off of the blue line. He'll snap it forward to Loarchuk. Loarchuk into the offensive zone. Carries it around. Sends it over to Luka Zachi. Zachi cuts to the middle. Can't get through. As we're down to 3, 2, 1, and that'll end the game. Thank you. It has been 7 games of excitement here as we bring you Cinnamon Swirl TV. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we're going to leave Meadville, this 11's team, with a 2-2 record on the weekend. An excellent weekend given that both teams they played were ranked ahead of them in the standings. The Penguins really standing in. Things getting away from them here in this one, but it's a 2-2 weekends for your Pens Elite 2011s and a 2-0-1 weekend for the 2010s. In this 7 games of fun. Thanks for joining us, Cinnamon Swirl TV. Find us online, cinnatv.com, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.